Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Hey guys, good morning. Thanks so much for listening in. This is the Daily Morning Update from ET Now and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 29th of June. Business activity resumption continued for the fifth consecutive week in India as the second wave of COVID-19 infections and restrictions continued to ebb. That's according to a report by Nomura. Business activity is now only 13 percentage points lower than levels observed before the onset of the pandemic in March 2020, according to Nomura, which cited the movement in a proprietary index of business activity resumption. Meanwhile, NPAs of non-banking finance companies are expected to rise 50 to 100 basis points this year, halting a recovery in the sector that was seen in the last quarter of the financial year ended March 2021. That's according to a report by ICRA. The agency said there is also expected to be higher restructuring of loans this year. In corporate news, Reliance Industries and Abu Dhabi National Oil Co., the state-run oil company of the UAE, have finalised an agreement for a petrochemical joint venture 1.5 years after signing a broad framework agreement. That's based on a report by the Economic Times. RIL will invest $1.2 to $1.5 billion in a factory to produce ethylene dichloride. The factory will be located next to ADNOC's integrated refining and petrochemical site in Ruwais, the biggest such complex in the Middle East. ADNOC is expected to make a similar investment. A formal announcement is expected, according to the report, in Abu Dhabi this week and possibly as early as today. The Securities and Exchange Board of India has reportedly put the IPO approval of Go Air on hold as it has issued summons and has been investigating the Wadia Group's flagship company, the Bombay Dyeing and Manufacturing Company, over the past 3 weeks. In international news, China's economy is showing more stability and improvement even though both the domestic and overseas environments remain complex and grim, according to the Monetary Policy Committee of the central bank there. The People's Bank of China will step up its coordination with global economic policies and prevent external shocks, the committee concluded in its quarterly meeting, according to the statement released yesterday. The committee reiterated that China's prudent monetary policy will be targeted and reasonable, and the central bank will keep liquidity reasonably ample. In other international news, Facebook's market cap zoomed past $1 trillion after the company won the dismissal of 2 lawsuits. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg in Washington yesterday granted Facebook's request to dismiss the complaints filed last year by U.S. Federal Trade Commission and state attorneys general led by New York's Letitia James. The judge said that the FTC failed to meet the burden for establishing that Facebook has a monopoly in social networking. He said that the agency could refile the complaint within 30 days. And with that is over to Rohit Singh for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Rohit. How are we looking today?
Good morning, everyone. Time for a rapid-fire roundup of all the factors on the table that will influence your market bet. Dalal Street is facing some serious inertia as it failed to hold on to the highs of Monday. But the correction in the broader market seems to have run its course as the indices held on to the gains. Investors looked past a range of measures by the finance minister to help lift sectors battered by the second wave. In the end, the cut wasn't too deep to worry, but we could not sustain near the record highs. One reassuring thing is that we managed to close above Friday's lows. The market breadth on Nifty was in favor of the bears, but only marginally. The month so far has seen FII inflows worth $2 billion into equities. This is the best we have seen in at least the last 4 months. For Monday, however, foreign investors sold shares worth about 1,600 crore rupees, while domestic investors net bought shares worth about 1,300 crore rupees. Big tech shares have powered US markets to a record high. Nasdaq was up for 5th day in a row, S&P 500 ended higher but Dow ended in the red. As the quarter draws to a close, Dow may snap a 4-month gaining streak as well. Facebook has for the first time managed to close above the $1 trillion mark on the back of relief in an antitrust lawsuit. Here are some of the stocks that will be active this morning. UK Standard Life is looking to sell up to 3.46% in HDFC Life through a block deal today. It is looking to raise up to 4,600 crore rupees. Tata Motors is steering towards sustainability and promises to bring a 10 battery-powered EVs in India by 2025. By then, Jaguar will become fully electric. Adani Total and Adani Green continue to see selling pressure as major institutional investors are selling stake over ESG concerns. Reliance and Abu Dhabi National Oil Company have finally agreed for a petrochemical JV a year and a half after signing a broad framework of agreement. Renowned investor Ashish Kacholia has trimmed his positions in Kims after the IPO clocked handsome gains. Societe Generale also booked some profit while Nomura India Investment Fund turned out to be a big buyer. Watch out for the street verdict on numbers of Future Lifestyle, Nalco, Hindustan Aeronautics, NLC India, among some of the names. To recap, we could see more of the same today as well, as action has become concentrated in stocks while sectors wait for further unlock. Wish you a profitable day ahead. That's it from my end. I hand it back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Rohit. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.